known you for many years, and I know that this role is a transition. What made you go down this path?
Well, when you talk about transition, prior to this, I used to work in a hairdressing salon, and often you have ladies coming in and often develop that relationship with their hairdresser, and they will share many of their problems and issues. So I was always a good listener from that capacity and always offering advice. And at that time, when I decided to follow the path of counselling, it was really because I felt at that time a bit brain dead. I was doing lots of business ventures, but felt I could offer a lot more. It really wasn't that I had a specific goal to become a counsellor, but I wanted something to study. And so got a prospectus from a college and flipped through the pages and came across counselling. And when I suggested it to many people, they said, well, that suits you because you're already a good listener and that might be a good way to go. So initially it was exploratory. I did the first year, which was an introduction to counselling, and really enjoyed it and continued for a further 3 more years. So in total I studied for 4 years and qualified as a counsellor in 2002.
So in essence, as a hairdresser, you was giving ladies hairstyling and therapy at the same time.
There you go, absolutely. So I basically took from working on the outside of the head to working to the inside in the head.
So at the moment, in your role as a psychotherapist, you specialise with young people, is that correct?
Correct. Currently, I specifically work with primary education. Initially, I started working with older people, or older children, or young adults, I should say. And I was working with a project that was helping children who had got involved with gangs escape that life. And that was very challenging and very interesting. But I felt dealing with children of 13 to 25 was a good start, but often the signs that were leading these children into that lifestyle were showing up much earlier. And there was very little intervention that was kind of dealing with that. And I felt that I would perhaps be best served trying to catch them much earlier to prevent some of the outcomes that we were seeing in terms of the life choices, but also some of the more sad end results where children were dying, not necessarily because of knife or gun crime, but actually even taking their own lives because they felt helpless.
You know, research is showing that many of the kind of psychiatric traits that adults show in later life showed up in the earlier years from Absolutely. 10, 12. So, you know, possibly what you're doing is saving some young people from developing these possible, as you said, traits where they take their life, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in their life. And I know you also can work with some adults as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, my daytime work is primarily working in schools with children, but in the evening I have my own personal practice where I work with adults who bring, again, whatever issues they need to work through.